Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here, and huge news dropped yesterday. It's about the pro scene, so naturally I don't care. But this is so huge that I kind of almost care, like to the point where at least I'm going to comment on it. So, Wizards made an announcement that 2019 will feature 6 Pro Tours. Now, the Pro Tour is like, there's like the Kaladesh Pro Tour. It is the Pro Tour for Kaladesh. So they're releasing 6 sets a year instead of 4 now, right? Wrong. Let me just burn through this article, which was allegedly written by Blake Rasmussen, but it's very straightforward and doesn't have a bunch of flowery, weird, awkward crap, so I'm not convinced he actually wrote it. The 2019 pro season is going to be a year of new beginnings and experimentation. See, that's not how Blake writes. Oh, and 6 pro tours with a total prize pool of 1.5 million. Ooh, I mean, that's a big number, but it's like there's 6 pro tours and there's like, what, 32 people that finish in the money or something, so... I mean, they don't win that much individually, but then again, like if I found $100 bill somewhere, I would like throw a party, even if that party costs $99. If you win the Pro Tour and get like 25 grand or 50 grand or whatever the hell it is right now, damn, that's a lot of money. But if you finish like 32nd to get like a grand or whatever, you know what else is a lot of money? A plane ticket and a hotel stay, and your deck. Probably costs more than 1,000. So don't fall for the marketing nonsense. Ooh, 1.5 million. Ooh, what a big number. No, it's not really. I mean, there's significant prizes, but they're not that significant. So we started off 2018 with the goal to really examine our competitive play offerings. We're trying some new things and revisiting many old assumptions. Some changes will be incremental, some monumental, and many are aimed at taking competitive magic, I can't read today, to the next level. Think of 2019 as our transition year. Now see, okay, I'm going to read into this super far, but not that far, because everybody assumes this is coming. He says some changes will be incremental, so like subtle, or they're going to gradually move towards a new goal, new style, whatever. Maybe change out the announcer, change the way they do coverage, change the camera angles, change how many people are on camera, something like that. Some are going to be monumental. I think the top 32 are going digital. I think they're going to make them play on like a rigged copy of Arena or X-Mage, just kidding, or MTGO. I think they're going to credit them with like free, God mode accounts basically with unlimited cards. And they'll just set up computers and say, here, build it, and then just screen share. I mean, it's bound to have technical issues, but if they do it right, it would actually improve coverage. I mean, just an overhead camera, you can't even see the damn cards, and I don't like it. Oh, and shuffling is perfect and you can't cheat. So don't forget that. So, I mean, what else would be considered monumental in changing the Pro Tours? Like, I can't think of anything else that would be classified as that except for, holding 6 of them per year instead of 4. So how is that going to work? Well, let's keep reading. As part of that year transition, we've already started working closely with our pro player consultants. I think they said they're hiring up to 5 to be outside consultants and just say, hey, you've been to 30 Pro Tours. What would you do to improve them? What do you wish we would do? Which I guarantee every last one of the people is going to say, stop all the cheaters. And stop holding them in places that are like $2,000 to fly to. That would be nice. So anyway, that we are making progress towards a fully mapped out 2019 plan. Okay, it is September 2018, so yes, you better be making progress towards a fully mapped out 2019 plan. People want to be making travel arrangements right now. So anyway, that will include an updated qualification system, so actually that would be pretty monumental. Changes to nationals. I honestly don't know what that is. And the World Cup Magic, which I also ignore and don't care when it happens. Everybody in that one's cheating, so who cares? Further details on the pro season, plus laying out the details for the pro club as it will look for the 2018-2019 season. And they have been changing that pro club thing for like ever. I mean, like the last 2 years, I think they've been making changes and they've been drastic. Like how long you're qualified for and just everything. How long the qualification, the duration is. They made it way shorter than a little bit longer, and it's a mess, but I mean, not really. They're actually making it better every time they make a change. And if they aren't, they step it back a little bit. So, okay. I've got a suggestion. Stop calling it an e-sport when it's paper, because paper isn't E. Although, with the exception of FYI, in case you missed the video where I almost died, foil cards conduct high voltage electricity. Oops. Good thing us thick boys apparently are 1, harder to kidnap, and 2, apparently we have more insulation around our hearts. I actually might have deleted that video. Oh yeah, how about all the pros wear shock collars, like dog shock collars, and every time you catch them cheating or doing some shady or misrepresenting a board state, you shock them and then turn it up another notch. Yeah, I'm basically copying Balls of Steel, whatever. So, at the core of all those changes is a return to even more Pro Tours in 2019 with an increased total prize pool. Wizards, you're losing money left and right because you're losing customers left and right. Nobody cares about the pro scene and nobody participates in it, especially when you read this next part. I heard you're outsourcing a whole bunch of customer service and related jobs to Mexico. That's nice. Maybe instead of increasing the prize pool for less than 0.1% of your customer base, the percent that goes to a pro tour, maybe put it towards card quality or fixing anything that's wrong with the game right now. Nobody cares about the pro scene. So the next section is called 6 Pro Tours in 2019. Pro Tours are special events featuring the top players in the world, top cheaters in the world. They had a little typo there. Innovating, testing, tuning, and crafting their best game plan. See, that is true. Everybody thinks that you show up with a net deck to a Pro Tour doesn't get how that works. Whatever beats the rest of the net decks is what you win with. So let's see. They're all vying for prizes, pro points, and a trophy. Yeah, that's why they're all cheating, because they need the money because they quit their jobs. So, yeah. We love Pro Tours. By we, they mean Wizards. They must not mean the community. And pros and viewers alike have been asking for more of these events for a long time. Really? Pros were like, oh, you release 4 sets a year. We need 5 Pro Tours. Like, what? Who was like, we need to add a Pro Tour? Like, that isn't even mathematically possible, and yet they did it. So, whatever. Isn't there a Grand Prix like every other week? I mean, just go to those. So this year, we're making it happen. Woo! There will be 6 Pro Tours in 2019. I love how they're like this year. This year is 2018. So this year, we're making the change to make it happen next year is what that should have said. Anyway, there will be 6 Pro Tours in 2019. Each event will have a $250,000 prize pool, increasing the year's total prize pool to $1.5 million from $1 million in past years. Okay. Oh my God. If you're not very good at math, they've increased the number of tournaments by 50%, and they've increased the prize pool by 50%. That means that they kept the prize pool exactly the same for every single event, and then added 2 events. They have done nothing to the total prize pool whatsoever, except for scale it up linearly with the amount of events. I mean, if the events take in money anyway, or you gain some kind of financial benefit in any way, shape, or form from holding one, you actually haven't really increased anything. You haven't, like, added $500,000 out of pocket at all. So they're going to be in Cleveland, Ohio, which you can actually fly to and stay at for a reasonable price. Oh my God. London. There goes that one. Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Cool. Barcelona, Spain. Nah, that ain't cheap, but it ain't that crazy. Richmond, Virginia. There we go. Brisbane, Australia. Okay, nobody's going to be able to afford to go to Australia, but thank God they speak English. So, after Pro Tour London, the relative size of individual Pro Tours will go down. Oh, I got a comment about that, but let's read the rest of the sentence. From upwards of 400 to 500 players per tournament today to closer to 200 to 300 players. If you thought I read that odd, I thought that they wrote it odd, so let's just, move on. The total number of invites over the course of the year will remain the same, just spread out over more events. Okay, so, I mean, that helps people travel. I mean, I will say that. But you're adding 2 entire more events. You're upping the number of events by 50% without actually upping the sheer total number of people who can participate in them. It only helps the people who are going. Like, normally, if you're going to add 2 more events, you can add room for 2 more people. Or 2 more people. You guys get what I'm saying. So anyway, it's just as difficult to qualify for a Pro Tour as before. But okay, so let me just outline this part though. While this means fewer slots per Pro Tour, it also means fewer players finishing outside the prize pool. So if you do go to one, it's equally difficult to qualify for one, I assume, now that there's 6, but there's less people at them and it adds up to the same amount. But if you do go, you're more likely to finish in the top. Which, by the way, is completely overshadowed by the fact that you can't win unless you're cheating. They either have to hand you free buys and then you cheat from there, or you cheat your way through the first couple rounds and then keep cheating until you're on camera. That is the way most people end up winning at the pro scene. I mean, if you think, oh, but somebody only gets caught vaguely cheating like once every other tournament, what are you talking about? Yes, getting caught. Have you seen or heard about the drama all over social media, the news, everything, about the what is it, the Magic Hall of Fame thing, the voting thing? People hear, oh, I heard a couple votes from a couple of the people voting, which, oh my god, Wedge is one of them. What the hell? If Wedge gets a vote, can Nala get a vote? I'll just put their names in a jar, like etched onto dog treats, and whichever one she grabs, that's her vote. Because that's slightly more accurate than whoever the hell Wedge votes for at this point. He's not an impartial judge, and he doesn't really seem to follow the pro scene. Could be wrong, but I'm not wrong about me not trusting his judgment, because I don't. But everybody hears, oh, well, this guy's getting a couple votes, I heard. Did you know that he cheated then, and he cheated then, and he didn't get caught, but we all know he was cheating? And did you know that he admitted to me and in secret that he was cheating to this tournament? And we all know that he used to cheat, and then when he heard about maybe he was getting caught, he stopped cheating, and just, oh, now the truth comes out. Everybody's stabbing each other in the back and saying he cheated specifically here. Look at the thing, look at the footage, or ask his opponent, or, just whatever. Apparently, yeah, everybody's cheating. Big shock. So the players that are mad that they got out-cheated, and the very tiny amount of like totally straight pro level players, are just like, how dare you vote for this known cheater that hasn't technically gotten caught, but we all know what they did. It just went his way when the judge got called over or whatever. And it's interesting having the truth come out through this whole voting process. If you thought the Kavanaugh confirmation hearings were pretty bad, with people like digging up stuff from the past and shoving it in people's faces, woo, it's got nothing on the Magic Pro scene. So yeah, they're all cheating and it's a complete disgrace. So I don't believe they're addressing that in this particular article, or ever. Let's read the rest of this train wreck. Let's see. The first 2 pro tours of the year in Cleveland and London will continue to use the current system of qualification, reporting the finishing touches on the new qualification system with input from our pro player consultants. Oh, God. So longtime pros are giving them their opinions on how to make it easier for pros to manipulate and just brute force their way into a pro tour. Wow, wonderful. They will roll that out in the coming weeks. And let me save you some time. It's a complete waste of time. Go to the GPs. And also, don't go to the GPs. Everybody's cheating. So, as part of this shift, we'll be separating pro tours from set releases, which is how they're solving the 6 versus 4 thing. So, okay, that is indeed pretty drastic. We'll be referring to pro tours in 2019 as Pro Tour and then the name of the location instead of like Pro Tour Kaladesh. Note that we're not yet announcing the formats for the 2019 Pro Tours. Now, see, that's what always pisses me off about these stupid Pro Tours, okay? If it's sealed pool, everybody's cheating. Everyone. If it's draft, probably a good portion of them are cheating. If it's constructed, a ton of them are still cheating, but at least it resembles what people actually do in the game of Magic, which is build a deck and then play with it. 100% of Pro Tours should be 100% standard constructed, because why the hell would you make it anything else? If you want to have a side event, great, but if you're like me and you're amazing at constructed and you're terrible at draft, which by the way, I'm amazing at sealed pool, but just not draft, you're going to be like, oh, cool, that Pro Tour is near me, and I think I can qualify, and I'll be, my work schedule, oh, it's draft. Or what did they do? I don't even know if this is GPs or Pro Tours, but they made it like a team thing, and one of your team members had to play like Legacy, one had to play Modern, one had to play Standard. What the hell is that? Why am I going to trust 2 other people to play as well as I do, and then play formats that have nothing to do with, Pro Tour Kaladesh? Like, you might as well just call it Pro Tour. Who gives a shit anymore? Pro Tour Team, whatever the hell format we came up with. Woo. So right now, there is absolutely no difference between the Pro Tours and the GPs, because you have no idea what format it's going to be or anything about it. I guess these you have to qualify for, and I believe the GPs you don't. But then again, you're not going to win a GP just showing up and buying a ticket, because unfortunately they're just going to rig the tournament and give all the pros a bunch of free buys because, oh, they have points. Ooh. Doesn't matter if you're more likely to win, brought a better deck, or you're a better player than them. They're a pro and they have more money and more time to travel to more events. So they get to win. Sorry. Maybe you should go get more money and more pro points, peasant. Skill has nothing to do with this. Deck building ability? Are you kidding me? That has nothing to do with the Pro Tour. And then, of course, to maintain the number of buys, they all cheat. So it's a wonderful system right now. I'm super glad they're revamping it. So then this article just says, more to come. We know we're rolling out the 2019 plans piece by piece, but that's a portent of great things to come. There is literally no reason to not give us all of the changes right now, other than they're not done yet, in which case you should shut up and wait till they are. Or 2, they're highly controversial and they don't want to just give people a stroke right, in one article where they're just like, we're changing everything. Yeah, they're breaking this one down into bite-sized pieces for a damn good reason. It all has to do with, shock, I guess. Changes take far more work behind the scenes than keeping the status quo. That is true. And we have no intention of keeping the status quo. So you're saying Standard won't have 7, 8, 9 cards banned in it? Because right now I can think of 3 I want gone. Whatever, they aren't talking about the healthy meta. They're talking about the pro scene, which is the opposite of healthy meta. Anyway, we believe the future is bright. Really, because your customers don't, so shut up. And we're going to continue to trying new things, experimenting and keeping what works and discarding what doesn't. Haha, they use the term discarding. Funny magic puns. We'll be leaning heavily on the feedback from our community as well as pro player consultants. So people who were already friends with Wizard staff members and their echo chamber on Tumblr. Literally the last 2 places they should ever get feedback from, ever. In fact, I've got a suggestion. Call me crazy. This is a wild idea, Wizards, but tell all your pro players to shut the hell up and take a survey at the local level of your actual casual to serious but non-pro players, aka your customers, the 99%. Nobody goes to Pro Tours or GPs. Nobody watches them. Nobody cares about them. About a third of players are net deckers, and they'll just copy whatever results come from them. Other than that, everybody just ignores it. So why not give your customers, the ones giving you the vast majority of your income and money, why not ask them what they think is wrong with the game? Because they'll say an unhealthy meta, unfun decks, people ruining F&M, and an inability to build a highly powerful, tuned, perfect deck and then get stomped by some unfair crap that should have already been banned. Okay, that's what the survey would say if they took it. Don't tweet out a survey and pretend that that's the community, okay? That's not good enough. The people who bother to follow you on Twitter are all liberal ass kissers who will tell you the game's fine, and they probably don't even honestly play the game. And if they do, they take themselves way too seriously. They're either a pro player or a pro player wannabe, and the whole survey is going to be in the context of being a pro player. That's not your customers, okay? Your customer base are people who build decks and play with their friends or build decks and go to F&M, okay? That's your customers. Stop pissing them off, okay? Blue-white control, that's pissing them off. Red Rush went on turn 4, that's pissing them off. You need to be addressing the toxic, unplayable state of the game right now, not the freaking Pro Tour and how many there are. And now, what the hell is going to happen? Okay, so the one thing that I give half a shit about in this entire article is the timing of net decks. Because remember, the number one complaint, and they know this, is net deckers ruining F&M. That is the number one thing wrong with the game right now. So what they did is they moved the Pro Tour back. I believe it was 2 weeks after the release of a set, and then they moved it to 4 weeks. Because they were just like, let's give the people who actually know what the hell they're doing, they've been playing Magic forever and they know deck building, let's give them a chance to stomp the living crap out of these copycat douchebags who can't think for themselves, don't know the first thing about net decking, and they'll just be scrambling for something posted on MTG Salvation by someone who looks respectable and claims it's tier 1, and then 37 replies telling them to go to hell and it's tier nothing. That forum has more bickering about what deck is what tier than a girl's bathroom at prom. Oh, my girlfriend said that there was almost a fist fight in the bathroom at prom because some girl said, oh, I think your dress is hanging too low and showing too much cleavage. And oh, that wasn't well received at all. Also, okay, so she really wanted to go to the prom. I really didn't. So I just went to the after prom and she went to prom anyway as girls party, with 3 other girls that didn't have dates. And then we just destroyed everybody in dodgeball. I literally just went to post prom to play dodgeball and to eat free food. Oh, and then we broke up and then she blocked me on Facebook. So that went really well. Oh, and then she moved to Rhode Island. It's a weird story. Oh my God. And then the Christmas party you know what? That's not what this video is about. And it's never going to be because stop asking about my personal life, everybody. Jeez, what's your problem? What the hell is this video even about? Oh yeah, 6 Pro Tours. Okay, so what the hell? I don't know if they're going to do like a pro tour 4 weeks after the release of every set and then sneak one in. I mean, I could look at the dates and do the math, but I'm not going to. I mean, like London's April 26th, and then Texas is June 28th, and then Barcelona is July 26th. So, you know, those are like kind of close together, but then they're like a different distance apart. So maybe one will be super early in the release of a set, and then one will be super late in the release of the same set, or will it not? Will one be like at the same week as pre-release? I mean, is that a thing? I mean, like one of them's July 26th, and then the next one is November 8th. That is a long frickin' time. But then the very next one in Australia is December 6th, which is like a month later. So these are not evenly spaced. So I could compare these to the release dates of the sets that are coming out, but I'm not sure we even have all those for next year. I don't think we do, actually. So it'll be really interesting to see, in the context of when the sets are released, when these occur. Because just think about this. What if, with that schedule, there won't be a Pro Tour for the third Ravnica set until like 8 weeks after its release? So nobody has any net decks except for, I guess, MTG Goldfish maybe have some reporting from MTGO or something. But there won't be an official, hey, Pro Tour results. Here, copy these. That would be interesting. I mean, would net deckers just stop playing the game? Probably not. Like I said, they'll probably just go on some online forum or some pay access, you know, gated community group where the alleged pros feed them deck ideas that they pulled out of their ass. I mean, you guys think I'm exaggerating. When it comes to people who don't know how to build their own decks, they take not knowing how to build their own decks, or an unwillingness to do so, or a complete lack of trust in their own abilities, to amazing levels. It is astonishing how far some people will go to copy somebody else's work instead of putting in 15 minutes of work to build their own damn deck idea. Oh, I've got some stories, and you know from my old LGS from hell, for the first 2 weeks before the Pro Tour, the net deckers would just simply not show up, or they would show up if nothing cycled out with their old decks completely unmodified that they won with before the release of a new set, and just get obliterated by whatever people built from the new set. That, or they show up with some janky prototype garbage that somebody online told them was good, and they just get destroyed. But like I said, the majority of them just wouldn't show up. So if we don't have a Pro Tour until super late after the release of a set, that would be awesome. Now, on the flip side, this is kind of dangerous because if you think about it, if there's like a set release in like November or like right before November, and then, okay, there's November Pro Tour, cool. And then there's the December one in Australia. What if everything changes? Completely different decks win, which actually is pretty typical if you look at the GPs, except for right now. Can you imagine the level of whining where somebody's like, I spent $600 on this deck and now it's not tier 1 anymore? First of all, it's still tier 1. Come on. And secondly, yeah, the meta changes. If you want something where you can just slap down money and buy your way to wins, Modern, which actually in the last year, Modern has changed so damn much that ain't even true anymore. Like, nobody plays, what's that stupid deck? You know what? Nobody's playing most of those stupid decks that have been around for the last 5 years. Like Ad Nauseam, Storm, even Jund, I heard, is going down in popularity because all this crazy new crap is coming out that's better than it. But, you know, go play Legacy or Commander or something. I don't know. Like, it just, that doesn't work in Standard. But at the end of the day, you can look at the results from a GP, you can look at the results from MTGO, or you can look at the results from a Pro Tour. You're still looking at results. I mean, I think I'm making a little bit too much out of this. I don't think that the timing and adding and removing or whatever Pro Tours and all this is really going to be like the end all of setting the meta. I think we've moved past that at this point. But it's also not going to do nothing because they're so high profile and it's so like allegedly the best players instead of just whoever bought a ticket to the GP. I think people put a lot of stock in the results of these tournaments. So, yeah. It'll be very interesting. I mean, anything that changes the flow and disrupts the whole net decking community, that's fine with me. So overall, I don't care. I think this is completely needless. I mean, having it in more locations while having the same number of people qualify, I kind of get it. Because what if you're like, oh, well, I can't go to London, but I could go to Texas. You know, I live in Kansas or whatever. Cool, then, you know, try to qualify for that one then. That is nicer. It's friendlier to a wider variety of people. But, still think Pro Scene's a joke for about 10 other reasons, so whatever. If they think they can fix it, more power to them. I really don't care about this change, but it's so crazy and so drastic to have them not tied to the sets anymore to me, it's not even the same event. They just turned the Pro Tours into qualified GPs. So that's why I wanted to make a video about it, because this really is significant. It's just it doesn't affect anything that I care about. So whatever. I'll see you guys next video.